Dear Agatha. Alright. We found my brother, supposedly, and only for a moment at least. He was working for him, the black spider, the one we were hunting. I don't know how or why he ended up with them, but my friend saw him. We finished our dive to the mine, had our big, grand fight, and we found a few somethings in the process. Dangerous somethings. I'm not going to talk about it just yet. Not sure who we want knowing, but they are something too big for us to face alone. The spiders got away. Valk did too, and I was unconscious for it. Again, I'm getting stronger. I know I'm getting stronger, but it's not enough. I would give anything if... We're heading back to town to figure stuff out. With the mine clear, we think, we can start our business with Gundren and his brother. We just gotta warn him first of the danger still. We gotta have him look over the material we found and tell him about the well, and the brazier, and maybe the other thing. He who waits. Does that mean anything to you? Until next time, XOXO, kid. P.S. As always, nice tip.
So at this point, you guys are outside the mine. It's almost nightfall at this point. You've been in there for a while.
So that went a certain way. Hey, kid, just a crazy thought. We know that these changelings tend to associate themselves with this black spider fella. And what if, like, one of them's just pretending to be your brother to fuck with us?
I didn't think about that. Maybe. I can't see Valk doing something like this. It's not him. And I know Samuel said that he had lost his memory when he had seen him, and that he wound up with the wrong people. But fuck, like I would much rather accept that theory than believing that he's part of some fucking cult now or some shit.
Right, yeah, but you also have to be prepared for that possibility. I mean, I know no one wants to think that their family member could be swallowed by some insane religious cult, but happens to the best of us. I mean, shit, I had an uncle that fell into this weird sex cult. It was led by a woman. She said she was the wild mother. That to appease her, all these dudes needed to piss on her, and every fucking Friday night, Uncle Jerry would go down to the local pub, get all fucking liquored up, show up at this broad's house, just fucking pissing. Half the town would show up and piss on this lady. I don't know what her end game was, but anyway.
Hold up, wait. Mooney, isn't? Aren't you
Don't
from like some
start with me.
This changes everything.
Yeah, we did have parties like this, but I wouldn't say it was every Friday.
I didn't know that your uncle was a part of the Friday night pisses. That's it's a pretty in the know sex cult out there. So I mean, kudos to your uncle for getting into that. I know they got some pretty hard requirements to get into that. I think you have to have like a certain amount of money, and then I think you have your middle toe has to be bigger than your big toe. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things into getting that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And obviously, like, you'd have to have a bladder. So, like, Marmoset or whatever the fuck in there wouldn't have been able to join him, even if he had asked.
He never would have been able to get into that.
Am I the only one who didn't know that this was a thing? Because it seems like it's way more popular than it should be.
Well, I've been a lot of places, so I've seen a lot of things, and
this place, that place, the other place. When we walked out of this cave, I was in the worst mood possible, and just within the last 2 minutes, y'all have made me feel so much better. So let's get back to Phandalin and maybe figure out what our next step is. I think there's some more serious discussion that we need to have on this and what our next step is.
It's crazy how fast my mood changed, though. I'm doing out of character. I have an Uncle Jerry, and I just have a complete picture of everything now. So thank you, Jesse.
How far is the walk back to Phandalin?
Roughly about a day to walk back.
Archie, you seem real keen on getting out of there. Do you want us to walk a couple miles before setting up a place to camp?
Right, yeah, there's no way I'm sleeping here. Just gonna put that out there.
But I guess we're gonna walk a couple miles.
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. Headed back north towards Phandalin.
I hate being outside. Mooney, do you think you could do your thing? If not, I could just go into the vessel.
No, that's fine. I have enough left over. And I'll pop a normal first spell slot.
I'll make sure I'm inside this time.
Yeah, again, you have these 4 stone walls shoot up in there.
And Kid will cast a small bonfire in the center.
All right, got a bonfire. Lights up the area, gives you guys a bit of warmth in the cool night air.
So, I mean, Archie brought up the point that if y'all seeing Valk was maybe just a changeling fucking with us, and I want to believe that. But I feel like either way, the path that we're on is going to take us back to them, or at least to whatever they were doing with that orb, or whatever they were worshiping or trying to do. At least that's where the path goes if y'all decide to keep following me there. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that this is something that we still want to be doing now that we have a slightly more clear picture of what we're facing.
I have gotten further with the 3 of you than I would have on my own. I think at this point, with what I have learned, this all connects in some way. I don't think I can get any further without being with you guys.
Right. Well, I've already told you, kid. I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, you guys, you got quite the good company, so I really enjoy being around you guys. I think Archie, you and I, we had that great song a while back. When I was the lead singer and you were the backup. So I think if we keep doing this together, we could probably maybe even do some like little recording things. I got that thing, the music box, so we can maybe make like a little song together. Again, I can be the lead singer, you can be the backup singer. Mooney, you were doing great with your drums on your belly. So, kid, I think we just need to get you some sort of instrument or something that you can do. I mean, you could be the pyrotechnics for our shows. That'd be pretty cool. And then Trog and friends can be the new band that we start. We can go around and we can do what we need to do, and I think it's going to be great for us. So I'm along with you guys for as long as we want to keep the band together.
Arch, I mean, I want to make sure about this because you've told me that your goal here is retirement. Well, we just acquired partial ownership in a fucking mine. And as creepy as that mine may be, I mean, it's ours now. And this town owes us a debt. If retirement is what you wanted, then this is the best place for you to do that.
Right, yeah, but I don't think I'm ready to rest my bones down yet. But I can still run around. It's not like this town's going to burn to the ground or fucking evaporate into thin air.
Well, I'm just going to do a little fire in the head.
It's amazing how quickly you figure out all my plot hooks.
All right. Well, I feel like shit, so I'm going to turn in and think about this a little more. But, yeah, we're, I guess, going to talk to the brothers tomorrow and maybe head over to Schleem or at least get that process started. I'm just gonna zip into with my wet sloshing sound, my wet squelch.
Rest of you, anyone else doing anything before turning in?
No. I'm just gonna stare into the fire. I feel like sleep doesn't come easy for Archie. Even as exhausted as he is something weighing on his mind.
I'll just be checking out the new wand for the night.
I'm just gonna be jamming out.
So while you're jamming out, you do see Mooney accidentally activate the wand as several blue darts fly off into the sky.
Several flares to let everyone know. Miles
Oh, my mistake. So after I fire off these 4, where do they end up hitting anything?
They just sort of shoot at the wall. You see like little chunks of rock busting off the wall as each dart impacts.
Got to be more careful with this. My mistake.
Okay, so kid, this time when you go back into your vest, you are not in your familiar, I don't even know what you want to call it, lounge, airport lounge setup.
I haven't described it yet because no one else has been in there, but yes.
It feels to me like it'd be like a super like a 70s fuck lounge.
Just water beds and bean bags everywhere.
Yeah, just like a shitty porn set.
Well, I'm basically renting this place. Like it's not my own. So there's things that I've collected that are around because I use this for storage also. But it is mostly my patron's place. So like it's very similar to like the Eastern, like Middle Eastern kind of vibes that we had gotten when we were with the people from Set Sorma from earlier in the game.
Anyway, you're not there. You find yourself when you go into. Well, the first thing you notice is that it's like oppressively hot where you are right now, and it's not like the sort of humid tropical hot where you're sweating a lot. It's like you're in Arizona and it's 120 degrees, where it's very dry, and your lips are starting to crack. You look around, you're in sort of this just plain, unadorned room made of some kind of black rock material. Nothing in it, but there is a hallway leading out, and from that direction you can hear quite a lot of commotion going.
I head towards where the commotion is, kind of looking around as I do so. This is very different from anything I've experienced here.
So as you go down this hallway, almost feels as if it's getting hotter, which seems in your mind to be impossible because it's already very hot. And as you go down this hallway, you enter into a much larger room. What appears to be a giant forge sitting in the middle. There's a very large water wheel, which it's almost similar to, think of like what you saw in the mine in Waybeco Cavern, but on a much larger scale. And you see lots of people moving around, looking busy, working the forge, moving raw materials, pumping these massive bellows. But what immediately catches your eye is this very, very large, muscular, kind of humanoid-looking thing. By your estimation, it's about 25 feet tall. Very muscular. It's not wearing a shirt, but it's got these sort of bronze bangles on its wrist, on its arms. It has a sort of, I don't know what to call them. Imagine like the pants that Aladdin wears. He's basically wearing those. Reddish black skin. And this unbearable heat seems to be emanating off the sky. And what he's currently doing is standing in front of a massive anvil, forging something. You can't quite tell what it is.
Are you him, the one I speak to?
He doesn't reply. He's quite far away. He probably can't hear you over there.
Yeah. I'll approach. I'll get as close as I dare. I don't want to get too close to this guy. And and when I'm a little bit closer, I'll yell up to him. Are you the one I pray to?
And you find the closer you get to him, the more this wave of heat is just emanating off of him.
Yeah, the hat comes off. I'll hold that at my side.
As you shout that up to him, he pauses his forging for a moment. And now that you're closer, you can see it looks like he's forging just this massive scimitar. I mean, almost as tall as you are. Something that no person could ever hope to wield. And as you shout out to him, he sort of gazes down at you. Again, 25 feet up. He says something along the lines of, "Is this the proper way for you to greet your master?"
The hat drops to my feet, and then I fall to my knees in front of him. I just wanted to make sure. What do you need from me?
Finally, I have a slave who makes himself somewhat useful.
I refuse to kneel to anyone else. It's only you.
That mine you just liberated. I want you to bring me the raw materials from it. Not your common everyday ores, but something more of the rarer variety.
I will, from my pack, pull out the chunk of the material that I had found before with the veins running through it and offer that bit up to him.
It sort of floats out of your hand and lands in the palm of his massive hand. And he'll sort of turn it around and examine it a bit. Yes, just like this. I require more, much more.
How can I get it to you?
Just bring it into the vessel. I'll do the rest.
Thank you for everything.
He's basically just ignoring you as he continues to hammer down his weapon that he's making.
I initially was planning on resting in the vessel, but I'm just going to see if I can exit it like I normally would and leave this place.
Yeah, so you can exit again in much the same way as you enter. And you do that, it's sort of, as the room begins to fade from your view, you do catch this massive reddish black-skinned genie sort of staring at you as it sort of dissipates from your vision. And you find yourself back outside.
And as much as I hate it, I'm going to pull out my bedroll and set up a place to camp back inside of this structure.
All right. So as you come back out, you see Trog still over there playing his instrument. Mooney waving a wand over his head. And Archie staring into the fire. Guys, close out the night.
Before I had gone, can I ask him, what do I call you?
He'll sort of straighten up to his full height as you ask that. My full name is, well, you may address me as, this is a very long name. I'm just going to type it as I'm saying it because you're going to have to you're gonna have to ask me to spell it anyway. I can already see it. Shah Amir Maqsood Aziz Al Shahab, the Forge of Living Fame. Okay, well that's everything that anybody wants to do tonight. It's now the next morning. Nothing crazy happened overnight. You guys can get back up and keep on your way to Phandalin if that is what you so desire.
And just same thing. As I'm walking, I'm spinning that ring.
Trog has been working on a new song. So there is a new instrument.
What the fuck are you playing? A keyboard.
Sounded to me like a piano.
Piano.
Jesus.
What the fuck? That's impressive.
It's actually,
Yeah.
Sai's gonna become an actual musician by the time.
By the time this campaign's
So, Trog, quick question. So currently, our group is the leftovers. However, when we move into the music business, the name changes.
Yeah. See, since I'm the lead singer and the guy that does pretty much everything. I mean, Archie, he was a good backup singer. You got the drums on your belly. It's the name changes into Trog and Friends because
Right. Yes, I get it.
Trog, because I know what Archie's goal is, and I know what Mooney's goal is, and y'all know what mine is. And we talked a little bit about kind of the stuff that that you want to be setting out to do here. But I feel like mostly you're just in it for the kecks. Are you Pepe the Frog? Like, am I?
that's a pretty fair comparison there. I like to just kind of come along and right now I got a little bit of a fight with my papa. So I'm just kind of doing my own thing. Why playing my music and doing the insults and stuff. It's fun for me.
Well, I know what it's like to have shitty parents, so I get that if that's your case. But all right, I'm cool heading back to Phandalin then.
Yeah, so it takes you guys about 6 or 7 hours to walk back. So you'd be getting there around 4, 5-ish p.m.
Should we go to the townmaster's hall or the tavern? Did we talk to Gundren of where we'd be able to find him?
Well, I would assume he's in the Master's Hall. Isn't that where his special friends at?
Yeah, I think Declan was staying in the tavern. So I guess maybe we can swing by there first.
Right, we can
All in
check
the same
both places.
town. Yeah.
Archie is a little faster today. His movement speed is now a
He's
30.
speedy.
That's
Yeah.
true. Now that you've taken a long rest.
He's actually he's keeping up with us on the hike.
Yeah. There's a little bounce in his step, you notice.
Right.
Well,
Seems that little extra bounce is propelling him a bit farther forward than.
Now that it is morning time, I have stopped spinning my ring.
All right. Well, if you guys want to head to the inn, back to the Stonehill Inn, which is where Declan had been staying.
kick the door open. Declan, you piece of shit.
As you go in, you do notice Declan and Gundren are both in there as you walk into the Stonehill Inn. And it seems like they've been gathering volunteers. There's a small group of people around them who all have various, they've been talking to the various miners and other worksmen people in the town. It seems like they gathered a small group of them, and they're sort of preparing materials and their tools, and looks like they're organizing this group to go to the mine once you guys return, right? So they're getting ready to start work right away.
We did the hard part, so Frog, if you want to bring us home.
Hey, my guys, how you doing?
They're so busy they pretty much didn't see you guys walk in, as strange a sight as you guys are. Gundren's the one who notices first and sort of jumps up a little bit. Oh my God, you fellas look like you've been through hell. How'd it go? You're not dead, at least.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Pretty much everything there is dead. So you guys are pretty set to get in there. It was a little hazardous, so I think we definitely earned a fair share here. So there's a couple things you might want to watch out in there, though. I gotta say, like, there's this well that I made this guy jump down. So there's either a dead body or I don't know if there's water down there. So you might want to watch out. You might be drinking dead bugbear water. So you might want to kind of watch out for that. I don't know what that tastes like, but I can imagine it probably tastes pretty bad because bugbears are pretty stinky. If your water kind of gets a little out there, that's probably why. Everything's all good now there, so I think you guys should definitely just pay up.
I don't know, I think 15% already fair enough, don't you think? That's what we agreed on after all.
Yeah, the 16%, you're right.
How soon until we can start seeing a return on our investment?
Well, since we've not been down into the mine yet, I can't exactly give you a specific time, but I'd imagine it'd take at least a month to get things back up and running on a small scale. After that, we can start hiring more help.
So how exactly are we gonna get paid? Like if we're waiting like a month to get some money, are you gonna like put some coins in a with a carrier pigeon and send it over to us? Do we have to stop by to pick up a deposit? You know what's going on here?
Well, I figure the best thing to do would be leave it in the bank in Dewborn. You can keep an account in one of your names. You can stop by periodic. Well, I assume you're splitting it, unless you want us to, we could do it any way you want.
We could either make it as a group account or us each as individuals. I would rather us have a group. That way, if we lose someone along the way, we can at least get each other's share.
We can make a group account here. We will just be called the leftovers. You know, that's the money just needs to get deposited into the leftovers account.
Unless you're thinking of making an LLC called the Leftovers. I think you need a real name.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could do like a C corporation. No, I'm just kidding. S corporation. That way, then we can each keep our own, percentage of it. But no, yeah,
Well, we can maybe do a joint account, just having us each as owners of the account, or at least having access to it, just off of the names that we had signed to the contract. I think that would probably be easiest. Can we see the copy of that just to make sure we are all on the up and up?
Yeah, he'll hand over dig through his pack and find it.
Mooney, what is this?
Just a drawing of a
What did
dick.
you? No, what did you sign your name as? That's not your name.
My signature?
You wrote Carp's name, didn't you?
Yes. Money goes to Carp and his mother. I do not need the money.
I guess whatever out of a quarter out of the 15% will just go right to the family here. So whatever's remaining would go into.
If possible. If not, then Carp will have to make his way to this bank.
Yeah, to Dearborn. That's not terribly far, but
Right. To a bank that he doesn't know he has for money that he doesn't know exists.
I did write a letter though. I told them they will.
Can you?
There is access. I tried to. I told them I didn't like Radoth either.
It's just a picture of a building with a money sign on it with an arrow pointing at it. But is there anything that y'all wanted to talk about while we're here?
Trog's just honestly kind of off to the side, playing around on his instrument.
She is adjusting the money that he had from the safe box. Just getting his affairs in order while he stands there. Figuring out how much scratch he's got on him.
With us previously having talked about payment, I was wondering if there was a way if my share could just be translated into raw material. If there can maybe be a pickup point for me here in Phandalin or something, I think it'll be more valuable for me to. I won't resell it or anything. It's just that I think that the material itself might be more valuable to me than whatever you're getting for it on the market.
I'm sure we can make that kind of arrangement. I'll tell you what, we'll leave it here in Phandalin for you at the Miners Exchange. Or if you'd rather us take it back to Dewborn.
Well, we're heading to Schleem next, and I imagine from there we might be heading back through here. So let's say for now we'll do the Miners Exchange, and maybe in the future we'll have a new location. But let's keep it here for now.
All right, can do.
Save you on transport fees at least.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Well, if we got nothing else going on, we could maybe pay the sister here a visit. I mean, she's the only religious folk that we know of who's here. Maybe she knows something about the individual in question that we learned about.
Once we're away from the brothers, by the way, just in the group, I just want to bring out just a touch of the orb, still in the bedroll. Is this something I should bring up with anyone, by the way?
No, we should keep that in there until we know for sure who we're talking to. I don't trust this sister at all. I mean, she's.
Right? Not even a little bit.
I kind of just want to ask her like at the face value questions, but let's find somewhere quiet and go through the black spider stuff first. Maybe we can glean some more info from that. I should have done it last night. I forgot I had this with me.
Gotcha. Yes, only person I could think of is maybe Radoth, but this might even be too far for him too.
Fuck, we completely forgot about Howell.
He may be there still, but we have busier matters right now.
Yeah. We're gonna see if we can find a quieter table or something in the tavern.
Yeah, most of the commotion is centered around two brothers, so it's easy enough to find a quiet corner to sit in.
So I'll pull out the journal and look over that. Is it all in Elvish?
It's actually written in a language you don't understand.
Not for long. I cast Comprehend Language as a ritual spell.
You do recognize the language, by the way, as uncommon, which is mostly what's spoken by the races that live in the Underdark, the sort of deep, spooky underground areas of the world. But now you can read it. And what the journal is mostly talking about is he's written down brief sort of scraps of history about the area, history of the mine, a lot of which you had gleaned from Mormesk.
Any history we don't know?
No. It seems like from his writings, it seems like basically no one really knows what happened. It was very productive, very bustling, and then it, for the most part, suddenly just disappeared. You know, for centuries, nobody had found it or had come in or out. And so it's sort of just detailing his search for the mine until it gets to him waylaying Gundren and all that stuff. So all the stuff you already know already. You do find sketches of each of you, sort of hand-drawn sketches that are surprisingly detailed and accurate. They look very much like you.
Yeah, well, he said he was seeing us in his dreams.
And there is also nestled within the pages what looks to be a page that's been torn out of another book. And this language is a different language from what you're reading out of his journal. So this one is, as far as, well, I'm not exactly sure how your spell works. If it includes like everything.
I'm casting it as a ritual spell. I think it might take another 10 minutes for me to cast it again to be able to read this next thing. But it's a ritual, so I can cast it as many times as I want.
So you, again, cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual spell. Strangely enough, this page, you still can't read it. It's so indecipherable to you. It does look like it was torn from a very, very old book. What you do notice is in the center of this page, there is what appears to be a diagram. It is a 12-pointed star. Around the edges of the star, there is a drawing, a sketch of a chain. And at each point of this 12-pointed star, there is a circle. And it appears that this is not original, but it appears that the Black Spider had colored in several of these circles himself. And you do notice also on the margin, next to one of the blank circles, there is another word, which also hasn't been translated, which leads, this one in particular leads you to believe it's the name of a place. So not something that would get translated by Comprehend Languages. And the name of that, which appears on the margin next to one of the uncolored circles, is Dathglad.
Does that ring any bells for us at all? Have we heard of that phonetically? Have we seen it anywhere?
You can all roll me a speech check.
Yep, that's a 4.
If you speak Elvish, you can roll with advantage.
Oh, sweet. That's a 1.
I got a 16. No plus or minus.
I got a
Okay.
5.
15.
Mooney and Archie, and particularly Mooney, since you come from a place where a lot of people stick
The
to the
land
very
down under.
well, to the north really, but where a lot of people stick to like the old traditions, very old traditions. The name strikes you. You wouldn't be able to say where, but it is ringing a bell as being some sort of ancient dialect or language.
And this is in regard to Dath Galad.
Yeah, the rest of the page is still it's as indecipherable.
This name, Dath Galad. I don't know too much of it, but seem to have remember hearing about it from the elders before.
Well, if it's a place, maybe it's somewhere near you, or where you're from.
As a note as well, out of the 12 pointed stars,
I was going to ask.
eight of the circles are filled in.
That's concerning.
Are there things written next to each of the 8 circles that are filled in?
No,
So just next to one of them.
just next to one of them. Yeah,
Is that circle filled in?
that one is blank. So
Oh, Jesus.
They're clearly into something.
Does this symbol look familiar to any of us? That it's a 12-pointed star with a chain and then circles at each of the points.
yeah, go ahead and roll history on the star if you'd like to as well.
I just hit a 21.
I got a 22.
So you guys are both quite well read in this stuff, and it strikes both of you as odd that you've never seen this before.
God damn it. Fuck you.
But that gives you somewhat of a clue in its own way.
No, it absolutely does. Yeah. So
you'd
clearly,
expect you maybe to be familiar with lots of different kinds of organizations, but this one is at least very well hidden or somewhat underground.
Well, we can try to see if the sister knows anything that she can tell us about, but she seems to be pretty tight-lipped on anything, and we never really helped her that one time. So maybe we could just go to Schleem and ask someone there.
Didn't help her at all. You stole her potions and then didn't do anything for her.
right. I was going to say,
Oh, fuck her. She's a piece of shit.
right, we probably shouldn't go back to the sister because we owe her a book. And
I mean, what is she gonna do? What's she gonna do?
I mean, I've seen women do wonderful things, Andrew. I mean,
Okay. Andrew. So yeah, let's get a heading. I mean, I know we have a map, right? I know I have a local map. Do we have a map to Schleem?
You have a local map, yeah. That'll get you out of the map at least.
Okay. I mean, maybe we can just make sure that there's nothing in the route ahead for us to keep a lookout for, and then we just head out.
There was one last thing before you guys head out. As you guys are resting and recuperating, Sildar is going to approach you guys and congratulate you. And he's going to offer you each membership to the Lord's Alliance if you so choose.
Wait. Refresh our memory on what the Lord's Alliance is. Is that the
Lord's Alliance is basically with maintaining order throughout the kingdoms. These specifically, not the world, but these sort of local kingdoms you are.
right? That's what I thought. What does it take to get membership? Just having you vouch for us, or is there a fee?
Well, no fee, but
We get paid.
you don't get paid necessarily,
you
but
realize who I am and what I do. I believe I've probably killed members of the Lord's Alliance more than once, honestly. I mean, no hard feelings. You seem like a nice guy, but I mean,
We would love membership.
right? Yeah. Fucking amnesty's great. I'm all for it.
I promised you guys that I would help to do something about that reputation, and this is what I came up with. Now, you wouldn't be high-ranking members, of course, but you would be expected to maintain the respect and dignity of your position. And should you do anything to break that, there will be consequences.
Right, yeah.
Don't accept this. Don't accept light.
So it's like the consequences of breaking the law, which we would never do.
Right.
It'll be
Yeah.
worse than that. If you besmirch the Lord's Alliance, then the Lord's Alliance is going to send people after you.
Can it be a secret membership? Look, do I have to wear your fucking logo on my head? Like, no one's got to know. Unless I tell them, right?
Did we carry around ID cards? Or
Right, yeah. I could be like an undercover an undercover brother.
Well, we'll give you the insignia. You don't have to wear it if you choose not to. But if you abuse that authority and power, we will hear that.
with us helping out the mine here and, kind of making more of a name for ourselves in the world, I like to believe that we've turned a leaf. I like to believe that since we're no longer going to need the money to survive and do all these things because we have partial ownership in a mine now, we'll be less likely to commit crime.
While the kid is bullshitting right now,
Clearly
completely
bullshit.
lying through his fucking teeth. We've done this a million times. This is our shtick right here. I'm casing the joint. Is there anything valuable in this room?
You guys are in the inn still. He came to see you guys while you're resting.
Yeah.
What can I take from the
I see what you're
bartender?
doing. That would be so funny. We leave town as we pickpocket him on the way out.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna steal a salt shaker.
Oh yes, we would love to have that responsibility. We will not let you down. Thank you.
That was an 18 sleight of hand to steal that salt shaker, by the way.
You have a salt shaker now. It is small and white, and it is half filled with salt.
Have the 3 days passed at this point?
Yeah, you guys can have the benefit of the long rest.
We're gonna take off then, I guess. Are we walking?
You guys have one horse still.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what because we had brought it up with the card and then it was being looked at after here. So yeah, let's take that horse, Mooney, if you want to be a horse. Or
And a cart. We had a cart too.
yeah, well we had a cart, but the cart I think was with the stuff that was in it, right? The stuff that we were paid to help bring up here.
That was Declan's cart. Yeah, that wasn't your cart.
Yeah,
You just had the horse.
well, that's all right. Mooney could have Archie and Frog, and then I could be on the other horse.
That's fine with me.
I'll climb aboard my sweaty steed.
And I will anamorph into a draft horse.
Oh God.
So you hop on his back first, and then he animorphs, and you just feel that underneath you.
It's very disconcerting.
In wild shape as like a poof of smoke, and where once stood the druid, now stands the animal.
Not in this campaign.
I like the body horror.
Yeah, that's the Naruto version where it's just a puff of smoke and you're in. No, I'm Animorph version. So if you jump on too fast, I kick you back off. Not ready yet.
God. So like your limbs elongate. Oh God.
Yeah, like my neck
Feel it?
elongates. Like if you jump on too fast, my arms are still like half like mismatched.
Oh fuck.
Hey, right before we leave, Silgar, first thing that I'm thinking that should be looked at, as a member of the Lord's Alliance now. We're leaving, so it's up to you. But someone apart from that mine should be keeping an eye on that mine. Y'all should be bringing in mages, people who know what arcane shit does. 'Cause there's something going on there, and just keep a lookout for it. Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Well, just doing my job. and I'm gonna tip my hat, and then I'm gonna ride off.
So it'll take you probably about, well, if you take the mountain road, it'll take you maybe a day or two. It'll take about 2 days to get off the mountains. About another day or so to actually get to the closest town, which is Bordon, the closest big town, just the closest big city-ish thing near Schleem. So, is there anything you guys want to do on the way over, or just
Play music, enjoy company. Enjoy music. I mean, the enjoy part is stretched, but yeah, there is music.
Is there if there's any point in which you return to your vessel, since speaking to your patron, you'll find it has gone back to normal.
Okay, yeah, if it takes a couple nights, and I'm just going to speak to the room, or pray as I have been doing, just to tell him that the next time that I'm through this area, I'm gonna have more of his material.
The first time you go back in, after having spoken with him, you do find on one of the tables a very, very nice dagger with a note next to it that just says, "A small gift, do not fail me."
I have the ability to identify as a ritual, so when I see that, I'm going to that evening try to identify that, see if it's magical or if it is what it can do.
It is magical, and I will put the item card in the Discord. And it appears to be forged out of that small amount of ore that you had given him.
And once I see what it is, I might end up giving it to Archie. Duskfire Dagger. That's a fucking cool name.
So basically, you can add your proficiency to attack rolls with it if you are proficient with daggers. You can use it as a kind of a small light source. It sheds light in a 20-foot radius, as well as doing an extra 1d6 of fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hand it over to Arch. Hey, a friend of mine made this. You know who?
Oh, all right.
We're talking now. I don't want to talk about it just yet. I don't know if he'd want me to, but he gave me this as a gift, and it's incredible, but it's more your thing than mine, and I think he's okay with that.
All right. I'm gonna pull one of my shitty daggers that I normally it's the dagger I keep in my strong hand. I'm gonna pull that one out, and I'm gonna just these new boots. Do they have so I'm gonna stick it in my boot. You know.
Stab it.
Well, I'm assuming
right through your foot.
I'm assuming that this new dagger comes with its own sheath.
Yeah, I guess it can. I didn't play on it. I didn't think that far ahead.
It's gonna be used?
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool dagger. Take it. Stop asking questions.
Then I'm gonna take that dagger and I'm gonna put the new one on my belt and put my old strong hand dagger in my boot. Okay. So I now have a boot. I now have a dagger on my strong side, my weak side, in the small of my back, and in both of my boots. I have a total of 5 daggers.
You need to get those shoes like the Joker uses, where the dagger pops out of the front and you can kick people.
Oh.
He's only asking things from me, so don't worry about it as a gift. But just when you kill something with it, just bear in mind where it comes. You know, you don't have to necessarily offer up, an offering or whatever, but just thank him every once in a while. I'm sure he'd get a kick out of that.
Right. Does he? What should I thank? Like, thank you, kids, Spoopy Daddy.
That's fine.
Spoopy Daddy.
Yeah, that's
thank
fine.
you, Spoopy Daddy. Every time I stab someone, I'm gonna yell, "Thank you, Spoopy Daddy."
That's what they said to Uncle Jerry too.
Forge of Living Flame, if you want to make it sound cool, but yeah, Spoopy Daddy works as well.
Alrighty.
I'll let you know if he has a problem with that. I'm sure he'll tell me.
They fucking call me what?
All right. So if no one has anything else to do, you make it the first day, no problems. The second day, just as you're almost out of the mountains, and as you're riding, we'll say it's around 1 or 2 p.m., you start hearing these really heavy thuds, as if there's something very big walking, or something very heavy walking, quite close to you guys, actually. You just hear. Doesn't sound like it's running or anything, but there's something big and something heavy near you.
Ahead of us?
It sounds like it's coming from ahead of you, yeah.
How wide is this trail? Or if we decided to get off the trail and maybe tuck into some trees and go around it, do we think we'd be able to do that with the horses?
It'd be quite difficult with the horses. The trail is not very wide, and it's not very easy to navigate. I mean, it's quite extensively sort of trees.
Or does it sound like it's walking toward us or away?
You're getting closer to it.
I'm going to take the front position, still as draft horse. Try to look behind, catch George in the eye to get him to slow down too, and pull off just a little bit, just so everybody can take notice of what's going on.
Can I dismount and see if we can all hide like off the side, maybe tucked into the trees, not try to navigate through it, but just try to conceal ourselves if this thing's walking to let it go past?
Yep, that's what you're going to do. You have to roll me a stealth check. And you have to roll me something to hide. You got George still. You do have a horse still, so you got to...
For myself, I rolled a 21. That's with disadvantage. So that's actually not too bad. And just, you want me to roll regularly for the horse?
Give me disadvantage for the horse as well, since it's a horse.
10 was the lower of the two.
I got a 28.
That was a 15. Ugh.
Okay, so disadvantage, I got a 6. However, I'm going to use Hidden Step.
Whoa, what is that?
I turn invisible.
Okay, so as you guys all move around the trees, attempt to conceal yourselves, you hear this thudding getting louder and louder, and suddenly just bursting out from the tree line onto the path, knocking over trees as he goes. You see this very ugly, 10-foot tall, completely hairless ogre dragging behind him this really massive club with metal spikes sticking out of it. He's almost completely naked. He's just got a tiny loincloth on that doesn't do much to cover his family jewels.
Big Mooney.
As he stomps his way under the path, he sort of stops for a second and scratches his head, and he's sort of sniffing around. And he basically looks almost directly at George, sort of cocks his head to the side, a little bit confused, and starts slowly stomping his way towards it.
I'm going to whisper to Kid. I'm going to say, hey, make a decision. Make a decision, mate. Do we kill it?
Yep.
Do we kill it? Do we kill it? Do we kill it? Do we kill it? Fuck it. I'm going for
You
it.
seem like you want to kill it.
He's bending down now towards the tree line, towards George.
I'm going to jump off of Mooney's back. I would like to get to the nearest tree, and then I'm going to try to parkour. How far across is this path?
Maybe 6 or 7 feet. I mean, it's enough for like single file walking. It's like 6 feet, maybe 6, 7 feet.
I would like to jump from Mooney's back to the closest tree. And from that tree, I would like to launch myself across the path to the other side of the woods and land in another tree, so I'm now at the giant's back. I will be utilizing my fucking springy ass boots for this. So that helps with my movement. I don't know how that would help because I'm sure you're going to want like an athletics and a stealth for this.
As Archie is doing this, I'm going to still invisible, head straight for the ogre, drop hidden step and attack.
Nope. Okay. Initiative time.
That was a 19 to get me to the other side of the path.
All right. As far as you can tell, he didn't notice you.
Okay.
Rolled a natural 1 on.
I got a 10.
13.
Also a 13.
Some guy on like his morning stroll, like he just happens to be like an ogre, just minding his own business, walking around.
Mooney or Archie, one of you two, whoever has the highest stats. Presumably Archie.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that it's Archie. I'm now that I'm in this tree all hidden, I'd like to shoot this ogre in the back of the fucking head. The first one's a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And then that's going to do 46 points of damage.
The arrow basically strikes him straight in the back of the head. But ogres are, as you know, relatively stupid and have relatively thick skulls. So it does hit him. It doesn't pierce through his brain or anything. Still standing, but it lets out this massive roar of pain straight as it straightens back up, sort of starting to look around. Which brings us to Mooney. Oh, unless there's something else you want to do with your.
So I just want to hide. I want to make sure I remain hidden. Like so. Do you just want me to hit a stealth roll with that? A 16.
16, alrighty. Mooney, you're up.
So invisible, I'm going to approach the ogre, turn around, and right after the shot from Archie, I'm going to use my hoof attack. Try to get in one of its legs. Knock it down. Oh, nat 20.
It's
Yes. Okay.
Get fucked, Mr. Ogre.
That's 18 points of damage.
18
Blew out
damage.
his ACL.
So as he's sort of straightening back up to see who just shot an arrow in the back of his head, you basically kick out his kneecap, and he goes down on one knee. Again, roaring out in agony.
And with my movement, now that he can see me, I just want to. I want to be no. I want to be his point of view. So I'll just walk in front of him.
Okay. Trug.
I'm gonna do vicious mockery. I'm gonna say,
Right.
my guy, just looking at you, I got you a nickname. You look like an ogre. You are an ogre, but you're mediocre.
That is a. Sorry, is that a wisdom or an intelligence?
Wisdom.
Oh, that's matters. -3 in both of them, which is a 0.
He is going to take 6 points of
I
damage from
swear
that.
to fucking Christ.
Has disadvantage, and then on the arrow tip, I'm going to do heat metal.
Ooh.
Alrighty. So your arrow tip starts glowing red hot.
So any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage.
The object has been in physical contact with him.
It is inside of him.
Yeah, it's about as physical as physical get.
So in that case, he would take 11 points of fire damage. And until he removes the arrow, he will continue to take 2d8.
So Archie, you can see now this red hot spot glowing in the back of his head from where your arrow had embedded itself, as he sort of lets out another roar of pain and confusion as you taunt him. Still alive. Kid, you're up.
Awesome. Okay, I am going to step out from the trees and fire 2 Eldritch Blasts. The first is a 23 to hit, and
Yep.
I'm actually going to, for the first time ever, expend a grit point on this because Kid doesn't really know what he's doing yet. This is like a new kind of thing. So that is a. Oh no! This just hit. The winging shot is the saving throw. That's going to be 24 points of damage, and that's for the first attack, and the second one is only a 12.
12 does not hit.
So 24 in the first, and that is my only. And with my movement, I'm gonna distance myself from everyone else, and then just tuck behind one of the trees to see if I can maybe get partial cover.
Ogre's still standing. They're quite tough skin. Very thick, hide-like skin. But the first blast connects dead center, sort of blasting him back. He sort of slides against the ground a little bit as he's pushed back somewhat. Second shot goes a bit wide, which is actually the ogre's turn. So he's kind of blinded by rage and pain right now. So he's just going to attack the first thing he sees, which would be Mooney, who decided to move right in front of him. And that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh, okay.
He rolled quite good. That's pretty good as well. You are going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
as he one hand swings this massive club at you, striking you in the side. That's his turn. Brings us back to you, Archie.
Okay, I would like to jump from my tree to another tree, like across the road again. And while I'm flying through the air, I'd like to shoot the ogre in the face. 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
Fuck. All right.
So Archie leaps down. He can't quite time the shot correctly. It goes wide again, just soaring kind of past his ear.
I'm gonna land in the tree and use my bonus action to hide again.
Okay, go ahead and roll me stuff for that. And then we're back up to Mooney.
So 19. This dice is getting retired for the rest of the game. It is rolling like dog shit.
So is the ogre standing up again?
Yeah, he's back on both feet. He's not looking great. He's quite wobbly on his feet.
I want to go back to the same leg I kicked the first time, except this time I'm doing it the opposite way. So I'm basically facing towards him, but using my hoof attack.
Break the leg. Sweep the leg, John.
Break it as many times as possible.
No mercy.
Oh, no, it's only a 10, though.
That does not hit. He's wobbling just enough that when you try to hit him with your hooves, you're thrown off and you don't make contact. Oh, you do make contact, but it's just a glancing blow.
You understand what we just allowed to happen now, right? Trog's going to be able to kill this fucking guy with a vicious mockery.
We'll see. He might pull a moment of intelligence out of his ass. It is Trog's turn unless you want to use your movement to do something, Mooney.
No, I'm just still staying there.
All right, you're up, Trog.
Vicious mockery. You say, my guy, you lay it like an onion, you start peeling off the layers, you realize that you're still the same, and you make me cry.
You got a nat 20 on his wisdom check.
There is a god.
No.
There is a god.
That was so good, though.
Well, can I use my lucky feat and have you roll again?
Yep. 17 this time. Or sorry, 16. 16.
Yeah, still passes.
So he basically can't hear you. He's screaming and like flailing around with his club. He's paying basically no attention to the words that he probably doesn't understand anyway.
How close is he to me?
Not far. I mean, probably within 10 feet if you were just from the tree line.
Yeah, because I was on Mooney and all I did was just hop off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're within 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna get about 5 feet closer and then do. Since I noticed that he's not paying attention, I'm gonna clap at him. So that's a Constitution.
Oh, I thought you meant just like literally like clap or something like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, you did it.
He's gonna thunderclap them cheeks.
Yeah. Constitution is a 13. How much damage?
10 points.
10 points of damage. Okay, so are you? How are you facing him? Are you off to the side? Are you in front behind?
Yeah, because I would have been right next to Mooney.
So you'd be attacking from his side then. So Thunderclap comes out, big wave of thunder you see shoot out from Trog's hands, hits the ogre dead center, and he stumbles and tries to catch himself, but just crashes into the side of the forest line, knocking over a few trees as he falls to the ground. And it appears he has shuffled off this mortal coil.
So you'd still killed him, but
Yeah,
so disappointed.
I know. I was searching so long for another good one.
That's really good.
That was a good one. He had a flash of brilliance.
How large is this thing's head?
Roughly the size of Archie. I mean, it's 10 feet tall.
So this was just a thought. Was if we show up to Bordon, if we show up there saying that we're members of the Lord's Alliance, and we come with the head or something from something we slayed along the way, do you think maybe that could get us some, I don't know, respect or something special while we're in the town there?
I'm gonna cut the ogre's dick off.
You motherfucker, I was gonna do that. I was like, oh, the head is too big. Let's just take the deck. walk it in over the shoulder.
Yep.
You know what? You're cutting it. You're carrying it. So just saying.
I have
Are
a
you-
bag of holding.
Are you getting the balls too, or just the
Oh,
dick?
it's a whole package.
So yeah, from what you were describing earlier,
Jesus fucking Christ. What
I
is
was
Ty about to
envisioning
bring?
balls like this, then swinging.
Yeah.
I mean, basketballs.
So basketballs with like
You hanging between them.
with me. All right. I'm gonna cut them that cock and balls off. Stuff it into my bag of holding.
I know I'm still a horse, but my only thought is like, what if this town is just a population of ogres? We just show up with
guarded by an ogre. We'll check before we say anything.
Yeah, we won't just flop his cock out on the table first thing we do. Yeah, you gotta warm up to these things.
All right. I guess we're continuing on then. I'm gonna pet George. You're a good horse.
George, you're the reason for this. We'd have never done this if it was. This is all your fault.
That ogre got his dick cut off, and it's because of you.
As the day is ending, you are mostly out of them. You're basically in the foothills now. You're out of the main part of the mountains. You're starting to enter into more sparse forest. And as you come out of the mountains, the road starts to look a bit nicer, a bit more traveled. There's farms, fields. You can see small villages and small farmhouses as you're getting back into civilization. But you are still about a day's travel. There's like no one particularly close. Like I said, the farm fields are quite big. You don't really see people out and about. It's still kind of not a very populated area, but you do see the odd farmhouse here and there.
All right, and you said we're still like a day out from the city.
You're still about a day out, yeah, as it's starting to get to nightfall now.
Well, do we want to stop at someone's place and maybe stay there, or stay on the side of the road here? I don't know what is or is not someone else's property. Not that I give a shit, but if we're entering this place under the guise of, well, not really a guise, but if we enter as Lord's Alliance members, should probably try to do that on the up and up.
Right, yeah, but
Yeah.
also, I wouldn't just walk into someone's house and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking sleep here tonight."
Well, we could introduce ourselves and say where we're heading, and if they're friendly enough, then that would be great. We can ask them how they feel about ogres.
I mean, if you think you want to, it might not be a bad idea to gauge how they feel about ogres.
I'm not exactly the best though when it comes to getting people to like me. Trog, on the other hand, can maybe get us the best accommodation.
Yeah, I'd really like to, get in a nice pot of water. So let's see if we can find someone.
Okay, you can make your way to one of the nearby farmhouses. It's a small cottage, one floor, not particularly large. There's a barn next to it as you cross through the fields. There is light sort of coming through the windows, smoke coming in as you.
I'm gonna pull out my Lord's Alliance badge, and I'm gonna kind of gesture to everyone else to do the same. Now, do we want to go in with our real names, or do we want to go back to what our names were back when we were other people? Horatio, Gonzalez, or whatever were that we had picked. I actually don't remember mine. We can just go under our own. That's
Right, yeah, fuck these people.
well. You say it loudly as we walk up to the front door.
Yeah.
With our badges out.
So yeah, can we approach the door? And
Yeah, good.
Knock.
A few moments, door swings open. There's a it's kind of like a stringy older man, but stringy in the way that, like people who work on farms don't look jacked, but are still strong.
So
From
David
working in the
Wilson.
field and such. Yeah, kind of, in a way. He has a long white beard, going mostly bald. He swings open the door, looks down at you, Trog, looks up at Mooney, and looks at the other two.
Hold up the badge.
What do you want?
Hello, kind sir. How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful night. I hope we're not interrupting anything. Hey, I just want to let you know, me and the group of fellas back here, we're looking for some lodging maybe for tonight, and we were hoping maybe you might have a place for us to hang out. I see you got a bond back there. We can just hang out with the animals. You seem like a really nice fella. I think you got some guns on you. I gotta say, you're quite strapping, young lad, if I do say so myself. But hey, yeah, if you think you wouldn't mind us staying over there, that'd be great.
Roll me persuasion. Was it 18?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what guns are. We all can sleep in the barn.
Well, that I greatly appreciate that, my friend. What's your name?
Oh, you can call me Clevey.
Clevey, you say?
Yes, I do.
Well, Clevey, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Trog the Frog. Don't call me a toad. The hairy, sweaty guy back there, that's Mooney. The other one in the cowboy hat, that's you can call him the kid. The other little guy, the sneaky one, his name's Archie. He's got a good voice. He's my backup singer. If you ever wanted a show, we can give you a little tune. But Yeah, hey, I appreciate you letting us stay here. Is there anything we should, know about the bond? Like, are there any animals in there that I need to try to keep away from my friend? Or, wait, I actually, you didn't hear that. But yeah, like, is there any animals or anything in there?
Right, you did hear that.
Yeah, there's some animals in there. Just he's looking at you and Mooney in particular. Just don't go shagging any of them. I don't need no cow, frog, hybrid mutant things running around.
Why did you immediately go to fucking it?
I snap my fingers.
I know how the animal world works.
Sorry, Mooney.
How are things in town? We haven't been out this way. How is Braden?
Well, everyone's on edge because of the war and everything.
Yeah, we have heard about that.
A lull in the storm, I think.
Where's the closest front from here? The closest front, like where's the closest area of fighting to the town? Is it out a ways?
Well, there's a tentative truce. Hasn't been any fighting in a few years. Elby was as far north as they got.
Right, okay, yeah, because it was between this and the Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. I remember. Any other issues? Anything else that we should be on the lookout for?
No, I tend to mostly just keep to myself. I don't know too much about the goings ons of the kingdom.
Gotcha. No issues locally with ogres or anything big, unsavory?
Not that I can think of.
Goblins? Okay.
Well,
All right.
what's your opinion on ogres? How would you feel about one walking through your fucking farm right now, fucking your dog?
I'm sure I wouldn't like that very much.
All right.
Is this a threat?
Are you threatening me with a good time?
Who in town is in charge with the Lord's Alliance? We're coming in from Dewborn and Phandalin area. Haven't been down this way.
I couldn't tell you that. I don't know much about those sorts of things.
No, they don't have much of a presence in these parts.
Well, I'm sure they do, but like I said, I tend to mostly keep to myself.
Well, we appreciate your hospitality, and we'll try to be out of your hair first thing in the morning.
Said about shagging them animals.
Not a problem.
Yeah, we'll keep furry friend back there away from him. He's a big fan of dirt, so I mean, if we find him some dirt, he'll be fine.
Do you have a pot or anything, by the way? One that we could fill with water?
I got my cauldron.
Well, I was gonna say you got that, or for the animals out there, you have any like water basins or anything? Like, what do they drink out of?
Yeah, there's some troughs out there in the back.
All right, yeah, that's perfect. That's all I need to know.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time and your hospitality, and if there's anything we can do for you while we're here, be sure to let us know.
We'll do that. Thank you.
Cool. I guess we're sleeping another night.
All right. When we get there, what animals are in the barn?
There are a few sheep, a few pigs, some chickens running around.
I'm so excited to get back into like a place where there's people, like back into not the fucking wilderness anymore. I hope that Braden is like an actual, like it feels kind of city like, and I don't know. I guess Schleem is only a little bit further, so either way, it'll be better than the shit we have had to deal with.
Well, there's always a chance for me to make some more coin too. And by make, I mean take.
Yeah, there's a chance for me to make some more coin too, and just from being awesome.
Just in case, I am going to set Magic Mouth at the door to the barn So in the event that someone tries to sneak in on us or whatever in the middle of the night, it'll just say, "Alarm! Alarm! Ah!"
Alrighty.
During this night as well, I would like to take each individual animal, see if there's any
And
like
make sweet,
sweet,
tender, loving.
absolutely not. To like an empty, like an empty corner, and if there's like just a small table, I'm gonna sit at one end, and the animal is gonna sit on the other end. And using the light bringer, I'm gonna turn it on. Just picture like when a cop is like investigating someone, and I just want to ask each of them with
Do you
Beach
think cops
of-
use hypnosis?
no.
He's
It's
saying
just
with the light,
the
like,
light.
and they like noir, and like noir.
Like
Oh wait, are you saying like a field sobriety test?
No, yeah, like film noir, and I'm
Like-
gonna
Where it's just you shine
good
the
cop,
light in their
bad
eyes.
cop?
yeah, and using my speech of Beast and Leaf, I just want to ask, are you all right? The farmer was brought up a couple times of having sex with the animals. I would never intend to. And I'm asking each animal individually. I'm gonna make sure they're all feeling all right.
They all seem okay. They seem to be treated pretty well by the farmer.
He gave me a weird like boom hour. Like he kept
Wait a
bringing
minute.
it up.
Boom power.
Boom hour. Am I missing something?
Yeah, I missed that episode of King of the Hill.
Don't go shagging my animals because I'm shagging them.
Yeah.
No, he just gave me that idea of like he just keeps like bringing stuff up that has nothing to do with what we're doing. I just wanted to make sure they're all right.
I've seen a lot of King of the Hill, but I haven't seen the Boo Howard Fussy Cat episode.
It's a deleted scene.
Yeah.
That's like Judd's favorite.
Kid's gonna retreat into his vessel again.
Well, you guys can all wake up the next morning then. Well rested and ready to continue.
All right, we're gonna grab the horse and we're gonna continue on. Brayden awaits.
As you guys continue up this road, like I said, it's getting more and more well traveled. Now you start seeing farmers and other merchants traveling along the road, bringing their goods to the city or heading back out.
Forward.
So you're Bordon. So you're starting to pass more people. You're definitely back in civilization at this point. And as you get closer and closer to Bordon, you start to see wooden city walls. And before you know it, you're in front of the gate of Bordon.
Oh my God! Approaching it? What does this look like? Is this like a city?
You could describe it as maybe a small to medium-sized city. Much bigger than Phandalin. Not as big as, say, like Stillwell. I'd say roughly the same size as Dewborn, more or less.
I'm gonna jump off the horse and, like a sailor who has been at sea for a long time and like sets like their foot on solid ground for the first time in forever, I'm just gonna run over to the wall and just kiss it.
All right, you can just have the guards give you kind of a sideways look as you run over and do that.
Right, you're so fucking dramatic. Like, it's not like the woods are that fucking bad.
It was awful. I don't know what.
You sleep in your fucking lamp every goddamn night, you little pussy.
It was Oh my gosh! It was just like all the things were out there that was constantly bugging us.
Sleep in your
Oh my gosh!
lamp.
The air just fucking smells weird, and like the fucking trees are doing their thing. Like fucking, like there's nothing